Christmas cheer may be in the air, but when it comes to the markets, things are a little more dicey. Welcome to Riz Elite, your new home for all things markets. And if you haven't done so, please make sure you click that like and subscribe button down below. But to all of our elite members here who are live, I really want to thank everybody for coming out this evening. It's great to see everybody. And let's get to it, guys. Let's get talking about the markets. So, really choppy week, to say the least. We kind of started on Monday and Tuesday on a bit of a downtrend, huge run on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, we gave back all of those gains that we made on Wednesday. Obviously, Omicron is the big thing in the news right now, fears surrounding that. And a lackluster performance from tech as of late has been somewhat fueling this, I won't say slow, because it's been a pretty big move the last couple days here in the S&P 500. Not, anything near what we had in March last year, but, definitely a move towards the downside, sitting on this 50 moving average support. And if you're part of Riz Elite, you'll know Riz has his support level right around 4,600. So definitely something going on there. Let's just go ahead and change this one to represent that. There we go. So just sitting right on support right now is the market. And really big questions coming out this week, to see how Omicron progresses, if it's something that we need to be concerned about or not. We'll have to wait and see, but obviously the markets are somewhat concerned about it. Quite a lot of volume on Friday as well. Huge move. RSI-wise, the market's just kind of sitting right in the middle there. Nothing, too exciting, to write home about. I'd say right in the 50s. So neither overbought nor oversold at this point, right in kind of the midline, honestly. And we're just going to kind of wait and see. Now, one of the things that, I will mention that Riz said this in Elite for all of our members, now is the time to be building your cash position. We did not take as many trades this week, and there is a reason for that, guys. We have these moves in the market, and then they just kind of give them back up. It's not like back here when, we kind of came down, hit support, and then we had this nice push up. It's been really choppy. I mean, look at the size of these candles over the last couple days. Sure, we had a couple days where not much happened, but, we have this huge gap down, this massive candle here, and then just giving it up 2 days later. So, it has been very choppy lately. It's been very difficult to trade, and we're being very cautious. And, that's one thing I want to make sure that you all do as well, is make sure that you're being cautious in this environment. It is not time to overtrade at all. It is time to make sure that we are protecting those trades that we have in the green with either, just full out closing them or using a stop loss, or a profit stop, I should say. Or if you have things in the red, if they are, solid blue chip companies, you can absolutely hold, weather the storm. But we're going to be very, very careful when it comes to taking new positions over the next couple days. So be aware of that. Historically, going into Christmas, typically things are not too exciting in the market. Lots of people taking time off. And so we'll have to wait and see how it behaves. Of course, any news catalyst can completely throw that out of the water. If some news report comes out saying that Omicron is twice as deadly as Delta, I don't think it's going to happen, but hey, you never know what they can print in the papers these days. But if something like that comes out, then obviously the market will respond. Likewise, the other direction, if they say that Omicron is nothing to worry about and symptoms are typically mild, which is what the reports that I've been reading, then the market may respond positively, or it may just not move at all. Be like, yeah, we kind of knew that already. So we'll have to wait and see on Monday, but definitely not confidence inspiring on Friday for sure, especially giving up all of Wednesday's gains. Let's take a look here at the breakdown for the S&P 500. So you see real estate kind of climbing back up here, but energy definitely on the downside, even though it is up 43% on the year. Real estate seems to be really surging here as of late. Tech, as I mentioned, a bit of a slump here over the last couple days in tech. Financials as well coming back down. You can see that rollover in the SPY there that we had over the last couple days. Healthcare making a really solid push here, as well as utilities trying to get back up there closer towards the S&P 500 itself, represented by the SPY ETF. But yeah, what I think is interesting is, this pullback in energy, obviously with fears on Omicron, real estate pushing back up, and tech and financials kind of really slowing down a little bit. We can see that oil rollover. We talked about this last week. We got the recovery, but then oil really has been trading sideways, kind of similar to gold at this point. Oil just sitting on this 200 moving average right now. Currently closed, let's see, on Friday at just below $71 per barrel, sitting at 70.72 at the close. But yeah, nothing really much going on in oil this week. Very quiet, just some consolidation and sitting here on the 200. Gold, pretty much the same thing. Yeah, we had a bit of a move up on Thursday and Friday, but nothing really to write home about. Nothing that we're concerned about. Something that is not doing so well is Bitcoin. After hitting these all-time highs here right in November, the beginning of November, it's been pretty bad. Bitcoin has been getting hammered, currently below the 200 simple moving average on the day. And of course, Bitcoin being traded right now, and you can see it's a bit of a red day to start here for Bitcoin so far. So, Bitcoin's showing a bit of weakness here. We'll kind of have to see how that goes, but yeah, off the highs, almost at, what is that about? I'm not going to guess. Riz is a lot better at this than I am, so I actually just have to use the measuring tool. What can I say? Yeah, 33%. That's a pretty big drop over the last month or so, I would say, a little over a month plus. So huge rollover here in Bitcoin, and definitely, again, not confidence inspiring, to say the least. Let's go ahead and take a look at the positions that we went ahead and got into this week. Looks like it was pretty quiet, all things considered. As I had mentioned earlier, it was we are being very, very cautious as of late. And only one on the list that we got into, let me pull it back here, ASAN. Asana, really nice move on this. Got this one on the dip. Beautiful play on this one. In at 68.89 on the 15th right here. And Friday made this one work. Definitely, if you're holding this one and you are a little bit trepid about the about the markets right now, you're a little bit concerned, I wouldn't hesitate taking this one off if you're not too happy with it. You can absolutely take those quick profits because that was a very, very nice rip there. I'm checking back here to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that Riz is still in this one. Let me double check. No, actually did not. Riz closed on the 16th. He held it for a whopping day. And if you didn't, that's fine. But if you want to continue to ride this up, you can. But honestly, I don't think I would, the way that this market is rolling. So Riz flipped this one in a day for a quick hit profit. Nothing too much to write home about. But obviously, if you held on to that, you're doing pretty good right now, to say the least. But yeah, guys, it's really kind of quiet going in here into, Christmas and the Christmas holiday here in the United States. Again, if you want to look back here at historical data, we can kind of look here these days leading into and after Christmas, volume really, really low. You can see that down here. These days leading into Christmas, perhaps that color is not the best option. But yeah, guys, down here, maybe I'll pick a different color. There we go. What color looks good to you? I'm thinking how about red? You like hot red? No, it kind of blends in with those red candles. Orange. Yeah, sure, orange. That'll do. Always forget to switch it back to the pointer. But yeah, guys, you can see right here, this volume here, just taking a dive going into the Christmas holiday. We'll have to see if that happens again this year. But obviously right now, volume very high on Friday. Big move on the S&P 500. And Riz has been saying that he is planning on giving us a special list of stocks, some solid tech growth setups that he's seeing. It's something to keep an eye on, something that all of our elite members are going to get access to. I asked Riz if he had anything specific that he was looking at this week. He said that for all of our elite members, make sure that you keep an eye on the announcement section that we have, because he will be giving you guys some solid setups to look at. But as for our YouTube audience, guys, you got to get on Riz Elite. From what I understand, we're going to be opening it up here at the beginning of the year. So if you want in, if you don't want to just be watching on YouTube the day after we give these presentations, and you'd like to, be part of this and get all of these special alerts that we have, guys, there is a link down in the description that you can check out. But yeah, keep an eye on that if you want to be part of this elite group that we have here. But I want to go ahead and open it up to questions for you guys here on the live call. Be more than happy to answer any questions, talk setups, things like that. whatever's on your mind. But yeah, just be very careful coming into the Christmas holiday. Again, you see this huge dip in volume down here, very typical for the holidays, unless, of course, there is a catalyst. And if there is, we will obviously make sure that you are well aware of that. But definitely no trading on Christmas Day itself, December 25th, for all of you who don't follow the typical Christmas. I understand we have lots of different faiths, here in Riz Elite, and so, but the New York Stock Exchange does follow that holiday, of course, so they definitely will be closed. Okay, Airbnb is to be included on the S&P 500 on December 20th. Do you see it run? Well, let's take a look here. I honestly, personally don't think so. I don't think it's going to just, go back up here to 200 plus. Just because it gets listed on the S&P 500. I'm glad for them. Congratulations to all the folks out at Airbnb doing their thing and helping run hotels out of business, obviously. But I say that sarcastically, by the way. So no one get butthurt about it down in the comments. But do I see it running from here? This is not really what I like to see for something that's going to run, especially if it's going to be listed on Monday. So I don't think there's going to be a huge influx into this one, to be personally honest with you. We'll have to wait and see if I'm right or not, but I don't see it, Yas. I don't think it's going to be a huge thing. It's like, oh, crap, it's on the S&P 500 now. We're totally in. Yeah, it looks like it's already listed here on the NASDAQ. But yeah, even then, I don't see it running. I don't see it going crazy, to be honest with you. I think it'll just be another day for Airbnb. So lots of volatility, as always. But yeah, I know Riz was talking about this. Let's see here. It was one of our short puts. Looking like it's safe. He's keeping his short put open. For all of you who are able to take those, that's always a plus. Hang on a sec. Clicking on the wrong thing. Got to bring you guys back. Not a problem, not a problem. Glad to help out, Yas. I know a lot of people have been asking about Micron, things like that. Do we think this is a time to get in? I still hold the answer is no to that. That is one of the tech stocks that, it might make it onto Riz's list. But this is just consolidation, guys. This thing is just holding in a channel at this point, and I'm not really liking this. This is kind of a bit on a downtrend as well. So, Micron kind of getting hammered a bit here. Or just kind of, actually more not hammered. It's just being stalled out, basically. We had this huge push from down here after we finally broke this downtrend and we started ramping back up. But yeah, it's kind of stalled out, hitting that 87.25's resistance level. Hasn't been able to break through it at this point. Let's take a look at Tesla here. Obviously another one. And hasn't been able to hold ever since we hit these all-time highs here right around the 4th. Has definitely been on a downtrend, not too confidence-inspiring. And, there are a lot of things right now that are very difficult to kind of get a handle on. But a lot of things seem to just be kind of, like they hit their highs and now they're kind of coming back. I've noticed that several times. And so it's one of those things you got to be careful in this environment. And I understand that, we're in a trading community and you're like, oh, well, if we're not trading, am I getting any value out of this? Guys, I think one of the things to remember is that value is not just necessarily what you get in your account. Value is learning how to trade, and sometimes trading means that you need to sit on the sidelines and wait for the setups to come to you. Don't go chasing them. I think this is the biggest mistake that a lot of new traders have, is that they want to overtrade. They want to be getting in and getting out and bobbing and weaving and, head faking and juking and doing all those cool things that you hear about on sports, but don't necessarily pan out here in the market. So I think one of the things is, value. A lot of people look at the word value and you're like, oh, well, that's just monetary value. There is value in other aspects as well. Now, of course, if you're part of Elite, and you're taking the trades that we're taking, you should be doing pretty well for yourself if you're taking equal position sizes in those. And by that, I mean dollar value. But that's a different thing. Sizing is a different question entirely. But, of course, you look at the dollar value is the easy thing to think of. But learning how to trade is an intangible that can't be learned sometimes unless you have someone else who's there to say, hey, no, I understand that you want to do this, that you like doing this, but it's not the right time for it. And what this is obviously getting in and out of positions. With the market flip-flopping back and forth over the course of 3 days, it's not really something that we look at and we're like, wow, yeah, this is totally the time to jump in. Our thoughts are kind of honestly the opposite. At this point, we recommend building up your position. If Omicron takes root and the fear and the hype around that push the stock market lower, you're going to be happy that you had that cash reserve sitting around and you're able to get in on some of these discounted plays. And this is the difficulty that most of us have. It's like we get this fear of missing out. Right, we're seeing all these stocks running, and it's looking spectacular. And Bitcoin's a great example, right? We see it running, and it gets up here to like 65, and we're like, dude, it's never gonna stop. And no, it definitely can stop, and it did roll over. Oh, somebody posted a question to me on Elite. Thank you for that. I appreciate you finding that. I totally would have missed it. All right, Michael says, can you cover, I think that's supposed to be Tilray, and Canopy in webinar? Sure. Why not? Oop, not this chart, this chart. Let's talk about some grass. Don't buy this crap, Michael. That's my advice to you. Don't get in on this. It's just straight garbage. All right. I'm sorry. The year for weed was back here. It was back here in the 2018s and the 2019s. That was the weed years. Now, up in smoke. That is my official analysis. Don't play with this garbage now. I mean, you want to look at Tilray back in the day? Here we go. Here's this monstrosity. Up she went. Yeah, talk about an IPO, right? Topped out at 300 flat. And down she went. Now, what was once trading for $300 per share is now trading at $8 per share. Michael, if you value your account, if you value making money and taking solid plays, you will not consider weed at this time. Canopy and Tilray, garbage. Just leave it there. Wouldn't buy it, wouldn't smoke it. There you go. No, I mean, look at this chart, guys. I mean, it's terrible. I mean, this is ridiculous. All it is just grinding to the downside. Yeah, we had this catalyst here, and be like, oh, it could do that again. It could. It also could continue to go down and go below $1. And that's kind of, if you ask me right now, looking at this chart, you'd be like, so, Chris, do you think we're going to run back up to $65 a share, or do you think we're going to grind down below $5? It's grind down below $5, 100%, in my opinion. This is trash. I'm sorry. Unless there is some type of catalyst, again, like national, legalization, or something along those lines, and I'm pretty sure that is not on the Senate or House docket at this point. I don't really watch all of the bills that they look to pass, but yeah, this is some crap. This is some, to take it from Cheech and Chong, it's some Labrador, man. He's like, well, what's Labrador? I've never had it. Oh, it's from my dog. He's a Labrador. Yeah, they were smoking his poop. That's literally what this is. It's smoking hot Labrador poop, okay? Don't touch this. You all got your laughs in for the night. I have succeeded. Thank you, Yas, for posting that. I really appreciate that. Glad Yas was on top of it, keeping an eye on Elite. What else you guys got? You have anything else you want to talk about? Or was my, railing on weed companies enough for you for the evening? Perhaps everybody's just still rolling in laughter on their floor. I'm sorry, it's penny stock bullshit now. It's sub $10, and yeah, that's my opinion. Sophie and PayPal. Take a look at Sophie. Okay, so recent IPO here about a year ago. Yeah, it looks like the 200 just started, posting here. Now, obviously, Sophie here is sitting right on top of support. So I will be interested to see how this goes. This could be a potential dip buy for you. It's a bit of a knife catch. But, honestly, I kind of like it over 1550. If you want to be safe, that's kind of the place that I would enter. If you want to be really, balls to the wall, then, you can take it here. I don't love it. How are earnings? So better than expected. That's definitely comforting. So what does it do? It sells off, of course. Obviously. Why wouldn't it? So, yeah, I mean, you could take a potential starter position. Again, the safe entry is a bust over this candle here, so the high on this one is 1544. So, yeah, something like over 1550, that's the safe entry. You can run it maybe back towards the 200 or closer to it, so around 1750 or something like that. That would definitely be a place that I would look to potentially get out, especially but I mean, volume has been spiking here on this thing, so this thing can run. Just be very careful with this one. All right, let's take a look at PayPal. PayPal been absolutely hammered ever since the rumors about Pinterest and, earnings here, which, revenue was only a little bit low. I don't know what guidance was, but obviously, they beat EPS, and they get punished even more. The market has really been punishing PayPal as of late. 185 has been holding pretty well. Excuse me. And I know that some of you who got in on this initial dip here, we did take that in elite. I know that some of you are hurting. I want to let you know we are still holding that. We haven't dumped it, so we haven't done that behind closed doors or anything like that. So we still hold. Trust me, we're in as much pain as you are at this point. But yeah, very disappointing in PayPal, its performance here post earnings. But, I will say we do seem to be holding this 184, 185 area pretty well. We did dip below it a couple times here, but for the most part it came back. So we'll kind of have to keep an eye on this. But yeah, not confidence inspiring. Obviously the 90 and the 50 dipping below the 200 here is definitely not something that you want to see. It's not really a good thing. But if you can hold this 185, 186 area, I would feel a lot more confident about it. If you're in it already, you can continue to hold and just kind of tough it out. I understand it's painful, but listen, you haven't lost anything unless you sell. And this is something that I think a lot of people might need to hear, because I get messages, and I know Riz gets tons of messages, and our other traders in Elite will get messages, and they'll be like, "Oh, so and so, said like all of his portfolio is red, and he doesn't know what to do," and da da da. If you're holding solid companies, if you're holding solid blue chip companies that do good work, that make money, that do the right things financially, even if you're getting hammered on those, you can continue to hold, because eventually you're going to win. I can't tell you how long it's going to be, but eventually you will. Now, if you hold some crap like Canopy Growth, yeah, can't recommend holding on this one. This is some crap, guys. But PayPal, I would not have a problem holding this, even though it got absolutely wrecked. I can't tell you when it's going to get back to your entry. I wish I knew. If I did, we'd all be freaking millionaires, right? If I knew how the stocks were going to behave 100% of the time, dude, we'd all be rolling in it. But sadly, I don't. But anybody who tells you that they do, it's full of crap. I just wanted to let you know. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely, there is some confidence here, in my opinion, of the hold on 185. And if it continues to bounce from there, could definitely be a good thing. One that, sometimes you have to let it go. Corsair, this is one that I really believed in. I got in, let's see. I got out of my initial position here on the pump here from WSB. It kind of rolled over after that, got back in this area here, expecting a bounce, never got it. And, I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy that I unloaded these shares. Because if I hadn't, I would still be holding nowhere near my entry price, even after averaging down And yeah, sometimes you have to let it go. But again, Corsair, even though they do good work, they do good things, not as big as, say, PayPal, Walmart, things like that. Walmart getting absolutely wrecked here. If you followed Riz's alert to get out, you should be pretty happy. Could we have eked out a few more dollars? Yeah, we probably could have. Do I care? Not in the slightest. Not something that I am losing sleep over, because I'm pretty happy I wasn't holding on Thursday or Friday. I'll tell you that right now. Definitely happy that I got out of that one. I will tell you, though, we are watching this. If it does get back down to support, we may take another position. That one, in my opinion, will probably be on Riz's value buy list that he may post here on Monday. I can't say for certain, but definitely one to keep an eye on for you guys going into the Christmas trading week. It should be good, guys. But no, thank you, everybody, for your questions. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate it. And also, thank you for being flexible with me on the time. Just to give you a little insight into the house dwellet here. We had the parents over today. We went and we did an escape room. We got out. And then we went to dinner. So, yeah, we were at the restaurant when I messaged you guys earlier that I need to push it back. Thank you again for being flexible with me. I really appreciate that. You guys are all awesome, each and every one of you. I appreciate you all, and I hope that you will hold on to your Riz Elite membership here into 2022, because I can promise you it's going to be a big year, and you're going to want to be part of this. And so, guys, have an absolutely wonderful week. We will touch base probably a little later. If I'm going to have to go out on a limb, I'm going to say we're not going to have webinar next week on Christmas. I'm just going to go out and put it out there to the universe. But, we may try and do something a little later. We'll see, or maybe earlier in the week. But, guys, have an absolutely wonderful Christmas. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Mahrad. It is definitely appreciated from each and every one of you. And whatever you do, whether you celebrate Christmas or you don't, have an absolutely wonderful end of the year. And we will, of course, see you in Discord on Monday.